Haha, I'm back again at you, even though I promised to stay away until the end of the summer. But what can you do? I did a major score today, and you know what? A record collector never has any vacation, so I'm back again to show you a great haul I did today. I just had to. What's playing in the background you might hear is the mighty Bubble Puppy, heavy garagey rock from 1969, USA of course. You all know this. This is a Sunday's reissue from about 2008. Just great to find such a record on these parts. I'm stoked. Well, let's dig into the pile. By the way, Randy at Dead Wax 66 was kind of shocked that there was light here in my house, so I'm back to normal now with a dark room and just a little bit of light in my face. Well, let's start. Finally, I found me a couple of Super Sister records. And I've been seeking for Super Sisters records for a number of years, and they never show up. This is a near mint copy, except for the sticker tear irritating there in the corner, but the record is sure near mint. An original Dutch Polydor issue with the printed inner sleeve. I believe this is a reprint, an early reprint from the 70s, but man, this is a good prog rock record, and I think Super Sister should have been much bigger. They released, I think, 3 or 4 magnificent albums, and this is one of their best. I found a couple of other Super Sisters records, a sampler consisting some of compiled from some of the LPs, a nice compilation, and I'm not too sure if this is the second or third, but it's what's it called? Swoosh there, it says. Pudding and Gisteren. Pudding and Gisteren. Anyway, never mind. Great stuff. Great, I think they were Dutch, if I'm not mistaken. And this album is Skander. Wonderful early prog rock from the early 70s. What else? More krautrock. Nectar. I found this copy really cheap. It's a US copy with a bit of nice cut corner there on Passport Records. I'd really want German original on Bellephone Records with a gatefold sleeve, but this will have to do. It was almost for free. And Nectar, of course, is excellent German prog rock. And those early albums from Nectar, they are just magnificent if you're into that sort of music. This one as well, Remember the Future. This is an original UK edition on United Artists. I don't know if there's too much glare or the whole cover shows. Never mind. I know the metal theologian Aaron has shown some of these Nectar albums, and Well, if he says they're good, they're good. You know, I think it was the metal theologian, but I can vouch for them as well. Nectar is a solid German progressive rock band. What the fuck am I saying? Of course they're English. No. Yes. Ah, never mind. Yes, of course. They are Englishmen, and this is recorded in Germany. Well, never mind. I'm talking out my ass. Haven't done my research. Heard about Nectar for years, but never really researched their origins. Here's something interesting. It's from Japan, and it's the Far East Family Band. Progressive rock from Japan, and this is an original on the Vertigo UFO label. With a nice insert, and you don't find too many original Japanese records from that era. And most often they are quite expensive, but I got this for dirt cheap. I don't know why, but the seller was kind enough to give me a big discount because of some Roy Peterson had signed the record. The former owner, I guess. But the record plays excellent, and the cover otherwise is in VG plus Nick. Just great if you're into Japanese psych, heavy rock, prog rock scene. Definitely check out the Far East Family Band and this album Nipponian. I don't know my Japanese. A cheap compilation of singles tracks by the Gods. Of course, Ken Hensley's band prior to Toe Fat and Uriah Heep. Lee Kerslake as well on drums there. Nice cheap compilation. A little bit of Canterbury prog. Caravan. And the New Symphonia, a live album from 1974, yes. An original Durham, UK issue. In super nice condition and quite cheap. This is the last album I need by Caravan before they merged into a sort of jazz rock band which sounded quite like all the others during the late 70s. A little more Canterbury prog. I found an original US copy of Egg's second album, The Polite Force. I just had a reissue of this album from before, so I was quite pleased to find this original London Durham issue. The brown Durham label there. And wow, what can I say? I just dig Egg. Heavy organ, heavy songs, just wonderful. Especially the second side, which is just called Long Piece Number 3, which takes up all the side 2 of this record. I also found the third and last Egg album called The Civil Surface from 1974. My light's going out there. This is an original UK issue on Caroline Records. Bad lighting here, sorry. It's in the middle of the night. Anyway, this is an awesome album. I will always prefer the debut album, but both The Civil Surface and The Polite Force are really something of the best from the Canterbury prog scene, according to my ears. Anyway, I know it's an acquired taste. Well, a little bit of dirty, heavy rock and roll, the Pink Fairies and Kings of Oblivion. Wonderful. I didn't have anything from the Pink Fairies from before, so to get an original Polydor UK issue of this album, quite pleasing. And this is heavy, melodic and scruffy, and I love it. Pink Fairies, Kings of Oblivion, and look at that cover. Excellent cover art. You don't get that on a CD, but you get the same music. For some reason I also picked up another reissue of Norway's Finest Hour, Aunt Mary's second album called Loaded from 1972. And this is a hard-hitting heavy rocker with prog elements. Perhaps their best album, considered by many as their best album. I dig all three of their studio albums, but this is a great place to start. And I both have the original and the Sandem reissue from a couple of years back, so this will be given away as VCLT to someone who needs it. And I have a pretty good idea, but feel free to give me suggestions who should have this as a VCLT, because someone out there needs to hear about and listen to Aunt Mary. Such a great record. Such a great record. Another reissue from the mighty Freedom, the UK trio. The drummer, formerly of Procol Harum, his name was Bobby Harrison. Here's a nice gatefold picture of the band. Bobby Harrison, of course, left Procol Harum to start Freedom, and this was their first output. A movie score called Nero Stubianco. I think it was an Italian B-movie or something. But this is a nice reissue, a double album set consisting of outtakes, I think, and alternate takes and mixes. So, if you haven't checked out Freedom, perhaps the one you should start with is their second album, simply titled Freedom. That's a magnificent piece of heavy, slow blues rock. I think you can hear the origins of, if you wish, stoner rock in Freedom's second album. A reissue, that's not correct, but a new release from the band called Wildflowers, which of course was the band consisting Kevin Ayers, Robert Wyatt, David Sinclair, Pi Hastings, Hugh Hopper, Brian Hopper, Graham Flight and Richard Coughlin. Members from Caravan and Soft Machine before Caravan and Soft Machine. This was the era before those two great bands started, so this should be an interesting listen. The origins of the Canterbury scene and those two great bands. So this is a nice vinyl lovers compilation from 2009. Looking forward to listen to that. Oh yes. English, I think, talking out of my a-hole again, Jody Grind and their first album Conception. I think these were English, heavy, or should I say hard rock with prog elements. on the transatlantic label. This is strange. This is the German release on Metronome Records, but with the transatlantic label. Just an awesome record. I couldn't tell you much about the band. I've heard of them before, but never given them a listen until tonight. But this is a great record if you're into that vintage heavy prog rock. Excellent stuff. Something more Scandinavian. This is Energy, Swedish jazz rock band, and this record was originally released in 1974, and it's the drummer from a band I've shown before, November. The drummer was called what's his name? Björn Binge Inge. This gentleman here. Good album, even though I prefer November's records. By the way, this is a reissue, available still, I think, from 2014. Shit, the record's finished. No. One more track. Another Terje Rypdal came rolling after the rain. This is his record after Odyssey from 1975. This is then from 1976 and continues in the typical Terje Rypdal universe. Ambient, droning, improvisational, jazz rock, rock jazz, call it what you want. It's quite unique, Terje Rypdal, his sound and his music. Definitely check out Terje Rypdal. Another Terje Rypdal from 1979, with the usual suspects on instrumentation: Jon Christensen, Palle Mikkelborg, and Terje Rypdal himself. And this is getting there, the end, the era I want to collect from Terje Rypdal. Just solid album. A nice Fame reissue of Eloy's second album, picked up for almost nothing. You remember the Fame inner sleeve? I don't mind if these are originals or not, because Eloy's albums aren't hard to find, originals or reissues. I just grab them when I see them. Eloy until 1980, great stuff. After 1980, not such a great band in my opinion. Great heavy prog rock from Germany. Eloy's second album, Inside. Yes. Gong est mort. I don't know my French, but I think it means Gong is dead, and it's a wonderful double live album of the infamous band Gong, and I think this is an original on the Tapioca label. I don't know, I don't care, I just wanted the record, and it was almost free of charge, so that should make a wonderful listen. I had this many years ago, and for some reason or no reason at all I sold it, and now I have it back. Let me just flip the record. That Bubble Puppy record is fantastic. melodic, hard, psychedelic rock, garagey sounding. Audience's second album, or first album, depending on if you want to count in their debut, which was withdrawn from the market after Audience fled the country in order to sabotage the promotion of the first album. They had a quarrel with Polydor Records, so this is their second, first, well, I don't know, with text sheets and everything. Original German Philips edition, that cool Philips blue and silver label, and the song, the title track, The House on the Hill, is redone for this album with the same name, and that's a fantastic tune. I haven't heard all the album yet, but I know that song very well from their first debut album. So, Audience, House on the Hill. And these are getting hard to come by now. But excellent band from the UK. The last three records are something you all know quite well. A beat-up US edition of Soft Machine 3rd. It's an original on Columbia. No need to show the records, you all know that. And of course I had to grab this UK original of Soft Machine 4. I've always loved Soft Machine, but never bought any records. I had some reissues some years ago, but sold them. But in my last video I showed you the first album I bought as a reissue. Now I found a couple of originals as well. Just one of these bands that you know about, you like, and never seem to buy their records. Anyway, that's my story with Soft Machine. Soft Machine 5, if you can see it in the light there. Another UK original on the wonderful CBS Walking Eye label, which I for some reason love. Strange loving these major label designs, but I do. Well, that was what I purchased in one single haul today. And mind you, the price for all these records was fantastic. I just couldn't leave those records alone. There were quite a lot of other records I would have grabbed, but my Gothenburg trip is coming up, so I have to save some money and be able to buy some records there as well. Well, I think this will be my last video until after summer, but you never know, do you?